In no time I'm there again, bare feet on hot sunny ground. I hear Buck Owens on the radio singing Tiger by the tail in a pickup truck with a 4-inch speaker playing loud and raising hell. Young and wild, living all the time, 8 miles from the borderline. Storytellers telling tales, all by word of mouth, talking loud about woman, girls, and cheers from the crowd. Freddie Fender on the radio, singing wasted days and wasted nights in a pickup truck, driving down an unpaved dusty road with a burnout night. Young and wild and living on the sunshine, 8 miles from the borderline. I can still hear old friends talking. It's so real in my mind. I can still see their feet walking 8 miles from the borderline. Waylon Jennings on the radio, singing Looking Back and Willie, a pickup truck, a whiff of shine and a foggy mind, laughing silly. Young, wild, basking in sunshine, 8 miles from the borderline. 8 miles from the borderline. 8 miles from the
The song that I probably think a lot more about is 8 Miles from the Borderline. All of the songs that I write are about our personal experiences. Yeah, 8 Miles from the Borderline is a good friend of mine just had passed away recently, and he lived here, and we both grew up in Texas, right in the borderline, 8 miles from the borderline, as a matter of fact. And I was thinking about him, and I started to write something about him, and it just came. All of a sudden, it just poured out of me. People that I'd been influenced with, because in Texas, there's all kinds of music. Texas, we call it the little country south of Oklahoma, and it's got all kinds of different kinds of music that you grow up with: blues, Tejano, jazz, country. I mean, and it's all blended in. Asleep at the Wheel is a perfect example of that to me. Seeing Stevie Ray playing with Tejano band and get up and do his blues, and that's the kind of place I grew up with. And I wrote that because of the immigration issue going on right now, and what I wanted to do was that it somehow put an image of what actually happens on the border when people come to this country. And a lot of us, some of my ancestry is Native American from the Americas. We think this is occupied land, so we always go, what do you mean, where's the border? And I grew up right by the river, so that's why I say, 8 miles from the borderline, and I can still see bare feet walking, and that's what I'm talking about. But basically it was to honor my friend and honor him, because when we both came here, we grew up as children, and I was playing ball with him when the ball went into his house, and I walked in, and there was these 3 guys playing guitars, and I was 12. Although I grew up listening to music and doing music, it wasn't until that point that I had an awakening, and I stopped playing with him, and started playing with his brother and the guitars, and I had no idea what I was doing. I could bang the drums. So it kind of did it to honor him and to remember him, because that's what I do when I think about people. I put them in songs.